afternoon, Salome B here, and today we're going to talk about Jamal Khashoggi. Khashoggi murder, body dissolved in acid. A top Turkish official, presidential advisor Yazin Akate, said he believes Jamal Khashoggi's body was dissolved in acid after being cut up. The only logical conclusion, he said, was that those who had killed the Saudi journalist in Istanbul had destroyed his body to leave no trace behind. Khashoggi, a critic of Saudi rulers, was killed inside the country's consulate on October the 2nd. No forensic evidence has been provided to prove his body was dissolved. The reason they dismembered Khashoggi's body was to dissolve his remains more easily, Mr. Akate told the Harriet Daily newspaper. Now we see that they did not only dismember his body, but also vaporized it. The claims came as Khashoggi's fiancé, Hadis Sinjizi, called on world leaders to bring the perpetrators to justice in an editorial for 5 newspapers, including The Guardian and The Washington Post. Meanwhile, reports quote Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman as telling the U.S. he considered Khashoggi to be a dangerous Islamist. The report phone call to the White House came before Saudi Arabia admitted Khashoggi had been killed. Khashoggi had been killed. Saudi Arabia has denied the comments were made or that its royal family was involved in the killing and says it is determined to find out all the facts. Now, what was said in the Crown's Prince alleged phone call? During the phone call with Donald Trump, son-in-law Jared Kushner, and National Security Advisor John Bolton, Prince Mohammed said Khashoggi had been a member of the Muslim Brotherhood at transnational Islamist organization, the Washington Post reports. The phone call is reported to have taken place on October 9th, a week after Khashoggi disappeared. Prince Mohammed also reportedly urged the White House to preserve the U.S.-Saudi alliance. Okay, we're not going to go too far in this article because they don't have evidence. They don't know where his body is, and I don't know who they're getting the information from because they don't have forensic evidence. So here in the United States, they can have forensics to go out, a forensic science to go out and see exactly what happened to the person. Well, they can't do that in Saudi Arabia because someone made sure that you can't, locate a body, because then they would have to go in front of the world court for doing something they had no business or being sanctioned. Now, Donald Trump in the United States got involved because Jamal Khashoggi became a citizen 2 years ago. He lived in Virginia and he worked for the Washington Post. And he spoke against them. He was a critic. Now, speaking from experience as a Muslim who has studied all her life, in ancient times, if you spoke against Prophet Muhammad or you spoke against the Quran, you were killed. Well, now the Saudi royal family is taking that as if you speak against the royal family, you're killed. And that's not the religion. It's separate from the religion. The religion is thought process of God. Now, with these people, it's a bunch of men who are dictators. And in Saudi Arabia, there is no freedom of speech. This is why Jamal Khashoggi came to this country. This is why everybody wants to come to this country, because we have freedom of speech where you're not killed. In ancient times, doing religious wars, even in Christianity, Islam, Judaism, if you spoke against the rabbis or any top official in the church or the mosque or wherever, you were killed. And The religious books, like the Quran, does not say just because somebody disagrees with your religion, you have the right to kill them. It doesn't say that in the Quran. The Quran is about faith in God. That's it. Not having faith in man. See, the Saudi royal family is a bunch of men, okay, that run the Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia was founded by Abdul Izzy Saudi. I think I have that right. Or Abdul Saudi, whatever his name was. He found oil. He nationalized the country because nobody was living there beforehand. And they own oil and the people that live there. And they basically have a big old dictatorship. They have a king and all of that stuff. And see, when people immigrated here to the United States, they wanted to break away from that because you had no freedom of speech, you had no freedom of religion, you had no freedom of movement, you had no freedom of anything. So we have to be thankful with the freedoms that we do have, because over in foreign countries, you don't have that freedom. So tell me what you think about Jamal Khashoggi. I don't think they will ever find out what happened to him because they got rid of the evidence. They vaporized the body. They dissolved it in acid. But I mean, if you dissolve something in acid, you already know what time it is. It's not going to be there when you look again. The prince wanted to come here and save his behind because I pretty much think that they set the word out on Khashoggi to have him killed, lure him back into Saudi Arabia or the Turkish consulate to lure him back, because they told him to come and get a marriage certificate or marriage license or something with his wife, and he went back. Now, I don't know why this man didn't think, you're Muslim, and you know if you speak against the high top official rulers of Saudi Arabia, you didn't think that you were going to be killed. This is what they do. So tell me what you think about this whole mess. And all I have to say is the religion has nothing to do with the men. When the men start getting money, power, and money, power, and influence, the religion goes out the window. I don't even know if they're Jewish or they're Muslims. I don't even know, because at first they weren't even Muslims. I think they were Jewish. Don't even know, because it has nothing to do with the Islamic religion itself. It has everything to do with money, power, and influence. So tell me what you think about this story. Like, share, subscribe. So long, be. Have a great day.